that instead of Afromu, we're going to have a temporary sub. Curse Cop is going to sit in, I believe, just for the first game.
Oh, wow. I didn't even recognize that. So, yeah, that is going to be interesting. That's a shame. I mean, you know, Cop is a very strong player, but Afromu
It's Afromu.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He plays all the champions that no one plays just because he's that dang good.
Why not? I mean, if I was that cool, I would definitely do the same. Alas, I am not even anywhere remotely close. Blitzcrank and Kennen going to be the first two champs banned out. Do not want that Kennen top lane or mid. A lot of team fight disruption. Blitzcrank Urgot being banned out as well. And there's a little bit of discussion last night during the 4-0 Legion match as well. I was like, oh, let's just do a soft global ban on Urgot because he's anti-fun. Trundle being banned out.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. Trundle, you know, has his uses. He can be a strong champion in some situations. If Orb is trying to run like a heavy armor team, then that could work. But Urgot's already banned, so you know we'll have to see.
I think it could have also been. It could be for the ult. It could also be for the pillar as well.
Yeah.
They may want to get. They may not want to really have any disruption either in a lane or during the jungles.
They just sneezed. Let's see who's next.
They've got to have a game plan in mind as to why they banned out Trundle. And wait, hold on. Go back to the end of that list.
Huh?
I thought she wasn't in this patch.
Oh wow. Yeah, I thought she wasn't in this patch either, so that's interesting. I guess we'll have to check that out later. You might not be able to click her. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to go home and be able to check out the new champion. Everyone is like in chat and like, yeah, I've been playing her for hours.
Well, we've been at work all day, so we've been just editing videos, shooting new videos.
We also can't read the chat, so I don't know whether or not you're saying that.
Well, then I've also been buying stuff on Steam, but that's just me today.
No, of course.
But Alistar banned out.
My credit card company actually they claimed credit card fraud because I bought too many things on Steam.
So you bought the entire Train Simulator DLC pack then? All
Oh, of course. No, I didn't get any. Unfortunately, no Train Simulator.
Actually, no. Someone may be able to answer this for me in chat because I want to know what's worth more: everything in League of Legends or all of the Train Simulator 2012 DLC? Because I think Train Sim may actually have that.
Really, it's that expensive?
$2,000, dude.
Oh wow. Well, that LOL's a little bit higher. Well,
$2,000 at half off.
Oh, well, that's a bargain. Yeah, you know, it should be interesting to see. Malphite is available, though, so that Trundle pick leaving open Malphite. And I'm really curious if Unstoppable just plays a lot of Trundle, or even if Wings of Death has started using Trundle in that top lane. I guess I'll have to check that out, but Malphite is open, so they get Malphite. He's just such a strong overall champion. Did see some nerfs to his E, so he can't quite itemize. It reduces some of his damage if he itemizes into armor. Not that big of a deal. It still boosts his damage a little bit if you get AP and Abyssal Scepter and everything's awesome. But it also reduces the duration of the attack speed slow, which I think is the bigger deal. And actually, they're picking out their top jungle and support all off the bat. Oh, switching to Corki. So that makes sense. They can just pick their bot lane. And Ezreal Soraka, it's a very defensive lane, so as a result, they can go with Nunu, have his team fight presence later in the game.
Yeah, and good blood boil. Get Corki nice and angry there. For a second, I also didn't even realize, like, well, who is this? Oh, that's Jax. Okay.
Yeah.
I
see there's a couple
there's a couple of changes here. So
I'm wondering, is that Red Baron Corki or it's classic? Oh, okay, I was going to say because it's a new. I haven't seen that.
I think they're retiring Red Baron Corki.
They are. So everyone get it.
Buy it.
It's good.
Soraka Ezreal picked up for Orbit, and that's something they've been going with quite a bit. They really enjoy the sustain lane bot, especially with someone with that, like Ezreal. Just so much mana, so much poke from a distance.
Yeah, and it gives them a lot of versatility and a lot of matchups. I actually really like the pick on Ahri. I was kind of wondering if they would go with like a Ryze here, but Ryze would really struggle against potentially the team that they have, and Nautilus as well. So Ahri, the best thing about the Ahri is the fact that, they have to deal with the fact that Nunu is going to be holding off the front line, and Malphite is going to have a hard initiation. So you need someone that can skirt around a lot. They have great survivability with both Ahri and Ezreal. They can hop around the outside.
See it.
That would be cool. I'd like to see it.
Jungle Xin, that could very well happen here.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Right now, Orb's team...
Now we're just getting trolled.
Orb's team would work perfectly with a Vladimir in the top lane. And so I think there's a high potential for that Vladimir pick. Ahri and Vladimir would be a really nice match. It would work very well with their team.
Cop.
But Xin does well against Vladimir. Xin can actually shut the lane.
Oh man. Wow. Cop locked in Twitch. Salsa Salsa locked in on Xin. So... Here's the thing. So, who's going Malphite mid, Xin top, Twitch jungle?
Yes, that sounds like what it's going to be. It could be Corki mid. It's going to be no. It's sorry. No, it's going to be Xin Zhao is no Malphite jungle, Twitch and Twitch might be top lane, and then Corki Nunu. No, Malphite has to be in a lane. So Xin Zhao is going to jungle, and then it's going to be probably Corki and Nunu, and then Twitch in top lane and Malphite in mid lane. We'll have to see. It's kind of screwy, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it works. I'm excited though. It'll be fun. I think one of the nice things with the Xin Zhao I was about to say was if they do end up picking Vladimir, Xin does very well against Vladimir, but so does Twitch. So they will have to watch out for that. Darius, really aggressive pick, and I mean Darius is such a common pick. So like, don't take
Right.
my gasp as like, oh gosh, Darius. Who would have seen that coming? Never seen Darius. But this is the reason it's a really cool pick is that Twitch has very short attack range, and Darius, the pool, it's the same range as Twitch's attack. So
Yep.
Twitch walks in. If Twitch is that top lane, which is I'm guessing where he's going to be, then Darius just gets the pull back, no big deal. Corki could also be in that top lane. They might want to send Twitch down bottom.
Actually, we just gotta wait for Nubby Pooh Bear to go and get back in onto this room. But Zin and Twitch being picked up for TSM.Evo. Now I just realized something too. So now, does this make Eve like a legitimate pick? Does she no longer like the
troll
token?
pick?
The
Or
token?
the
No,
token,
the
right.
token proxy. Because a lot of tournament games, if you're playing on a live server, like if you don't own a champ, you'll just pick Evelyn
Yeah.
and then just announce to the
I-
other team what your pick actually is.
I can't think of who would be the token proxy if it's not
Oh,
Evelyn.
I know. Karma.
Karma could be played though. I believe in the power of Karma.
I don't.
Oh, okay. I think that I don't know. I guess Karma works. I think Evelyn still is more of a proxy champ than Karma is.
Yeah.
Karma has seen some play in the mid lane. Evelyn's seen some play though. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Clearly, I can't really think of anything that would be a better fill-in than that. So we'll have to see. We are getting back in this, so they
All right,
will
so it's
get
got to
the
zoom
picks
through the bands. Got to make sure you use tournament draft so that way we have the pause available to us in game, just in case something happens. But to recap the actual bans, TSM.Evo actually banned out Blitzcrank, Urgot, and Shen. Orbit banned out Kennen, Trundle, and Alistar. Still, I'm looking at their team and I'm still trying to figure out the reasoning
I'm wondering,
behind the Trundle ban.
I'm wondering if TSM.Evo is messing with Orb right now. So this could very well be what the lane matchups are, and we'll go over everything once they're kind of locked in. This could be what the lane matchups are, but I think there's also a high probability that TSM.Evo is just messing with Orb right now, and they might switch around after they pick again. So like Orb is just like, oh yeah, high L9, he's going to be jungling. Elimination support, Nien is our AD. But I'm curious whether or not TSM.Evo is actually picking as they're going to be playing, or if they're going to swap around some. We'll have to see.
I could see like cop mid with Twitch or cop mid with Corky or something ridiculous. I'll
It's a
say
screwy comp, but it has a lot of potential in the late game. Was Twitch a
were we misinformed about the proxy pick?
No,
No.
that's a shame.
Oh, nuts.
I thought he was just gonna, goof off.
We
and have a
didn't
fun
get
game.
message. We were not informed of this. Okay, so it's
That's
actually
fine.
going to be. It's not the Twitch pick. It is actually going to be Oriana,
Yeah,
but
it's a really strong team comp, so that makes a little bit more sense because they didn't really have someone that they were going to send standard mid. It would have either been Corki or Malphite, and those would both be solid mids, but not
yeah,
groundbreaking or
I
anything.
got to change my notes and everything. But Zin will be
An
here.
erasable pen.
I hate those things, man.
They
Just
are
like,
terrible.
They are so bad. Like I use those like all through middle school. I regret it. This is just like those erasers are crap too. We will have Zin.
Yeah.
Fresh off his remake, fresh off his rework.
Yeah.
Will be in the jungle. How do you think he's gonna? I mean, we've all seen him. We've all seen the change list. We haven't, unfortunately, had a chance really to play a whole lot today.
I'm curious how the Zin's gonna work out.
Oh, there's the
swap,
last
that's
second
what I
pick.
thought. So
Son of a.
Zin is actually a really aggressive top lane. So that's yeah, I actually really like the Zin in the top lane. I think that's where Zin fits the best. We were talking about it earlier, and how I thought that he would work in the top lane. So he has the regen advantage over Darius, which means that he can win those harass exchanges as it progresses. He has a lot of damage potential. That'd be kind of interesting to see if he doesn't attack Darius and apply his passive. Then if Darius pulls him in, he could just knock him away with his ultimate, maybe as an escape. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. It should be kind of interesting. Zin's really strong at getting kills and following up on ganks. So just that closing potential and whatnot.
So we'll see how things go. And bot lane, you do have Ezreal, Soraka. Orbit, they're really, really taking a shine to Soraka. Love that bot lane. Love that sustain. But you also got Ezreal with the cleanse, just in case. But the thing is, though, there's a you do have the ult on Ori, and you got the ult on Malphite,
Yeah,
and
three
those
knockups.
are well, yeah, you got Xin as well. Knockups, unfortunately, cannot be cleansed.
Yeah, but I think the big thing is get rid of the attack speed slow on Nunu, get rid of any sort of gap closer that they might have that is going to put him in a dangerous position. And they know with Soraka and Ezreal, they're not looking to get kills in lane. They're just looking to sit there and farm. They're just looking to be friendly. So as a result, there's no need to get the Ignite. He could have the Ignite or another exhaust. That might actually work. I've never seen that before for team fighting potential later. But Cleanse is just such an all-around strong summoner. If you don't need a summoner for your actual laning phase.
Yep, and Lemonation going for the exhaust and the heal. No flash on the support for Orbit, so they're looking to sit back. They're looking to farm. They're not looking to be terribly aggressive. You can go ahead and leave that to Nautilus. He'll be the one who's calling the shots there with that hook.
And the nice thing with that is that Corki and Nunu, it's a strong dueling lane, but they can't really force a fight. It's Nunu's, he can try and chase you down, but you just kind of run away, and you're like, all right. So it's not like they can force a hard engage, and they're not a kill lane. So as a result, Soraka doesn't really need the flash as much as she would normally would. She's going to have to watch out because of all this upfront AoE that TSM.Evo has. So Lemonation really needs to sit in the back line, not allow them to engage in team fights. However, the heal on exhaust will make them a little bit stronger in lane, a little bit stronger at dueling.
So we'll see how things do go along. Darius has actually been we've been questioning Darius's place for when he first came out, but now he's really starting to find his place as a very solid top laner. Where do you think he's fitting in the current meta right now?
Darius?
Yep.
I mean, he's just, a strong top laner. He can snowball fights. If you can pick up any kills, then, he's just kind of a tanky upfront guy that is tough to lane against. And that's really all he is. Top lane usually is left on its own, so it doesn't factor as much into team fights as, the other lanes do. So he just kind of is there. He's a tanky body that wins the lane. So that's, I mean, what more could you ask for? That's fantastic. But I'm curious how the Xin-Darius matchup is going to go. And Wings of Death, out of any player, he's a guy that can win matchups that he really shouldn't. Just I don't know. I'm curious how that's going to play out. If he can use the health regen to his advantage, and if he can maybe get some early kills on Xin with that pop up. I'm really interested though when they have all these AOE's going off, and they're like we want your team to all be in one small area, and then Wings of Death walks in and ults, and they're all knocked out. I'm wondering, how they're going to deal with that kind of issue, so that they can still get the damage from Wings, but not just ruin their team fights.
So we will see how things go as we're loading on up. Glad Orbit still managed to get one of their solid junglers. Granted, the Alistar did get. They did decide to ban out the Alistar on their own, but Orbit, they still got something they've worked with before. And then, hey, if you're just joining us here, right now, that is a Xin Zhao. He's gonna be in the top lane, and here we are. Game number 1, Orbit versus TSM.Evo. A frequent match that's usually gone into Orbit's favor. If you were watching MLG Spring Championship, you'll see that Orb actually 2-0'd TSM.Evo down in the losers bracket. But we'll see if any strategies have actually changed between these two teams here.
Yeah, and here's something interesting. I think that TSM.Evo, they have a strong level 1 team because of the vision that they have, but not the most ridiculous level 1. However, Hyel9, he's been kind of sitting in the base, so if TSM.Evo makes an aggressive move, Orbit won't be in position to defend against it.
Nubby Bear
does get vision in them, so they will want to back off there. They do throw up awards. That's going to be nice for some control early.
Orbs, they're looking just really quick for that point defense, but nice distraction. And Elimination knows it's okay to walk on down. grab a ward and just put it right down in front of those wraiths. But you will see though, TSM.Evo, they are setting up for the invade. They got what they wanted. They got the vision they needed over by the wraiths, and now they're looking to go get on into this blue buff, get some action going on there, and things could be pretty hairy for Nyan and Lemon Nation if they don't have the proper reaction time. But here comes Orb. They're coming back around just in case.
Nat
and
was
I
like,
think, yeah,
he's just like, hey
I,
guys,
I
where are you
think
going?
I think that was more for Orb to realize, like, yeah, we're making the right decision camping this bush. There you go, the charm going down onto Nyat. Face checking that bush immediately goes down. Nice coordination from Orb to actually have everyone come around and get into that bush.
I don't know what I'm watching here. This was Nat Nguyen with just the most like lackadaisical first blood I've ever seen. He just kind of walked up, and the first time it happened, I'm sure his team was like, "What are you doing? Get back here!" The second time it happened, he walked into the enemy. So
that's what I'm doing.
That was unusual.
Yeah, it was, but things though, Orbit
needed Aframu to reel him in.
Orbit had the right notion to actually reunite with everybody else in the bush to go around the long way, and they managed to do it just in time to go ahead and grab that kill. If Orbit did not have that coordination, they would not have gotten it, and it would have been a very different story.
Oh, they wanted to make things difficult for themselves. So TSM.Evo, it's like altitude training. They're like, oh, we'll give you the first blood so that we can, make this game a little bit more difficult. Unstoppable starting off at the red so he can transition up to the top lane. We'll get the blue later, and that puts him in position to threaten top lane around 330, which is nice as opposed to when you start with the blue. It's going to be a little bit later. Darius, in the meantime,
wow, that's
really
a lot
quickly
of damage.
chunking out
a lot
Wings
of
Death. He's still
damage.
actually chasing for it. The pop-up, he can get out of there, so both of them getting low, but they're going to just be killing each other left and right.
Yep, so and you also notice now part of the Xin remake as well. I mean, he does have a new passive, every you mark somebody. I believe that lowers does that lower resistances, I believe?
It's armor, so 15% armor reduction. So that is a team thing that'll help out there.
Yes. It also synergizes with the ult as well. So now when you use the ult, you push everybody away except for the one that is marked.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see how that mechanic kind of works. I'm curious how much Wings of Death has been able to play with this champion. But Wings of Death, he's just comfortable playing almost any top laner at an extremely high level. And we will start to see that regen from Xin to help him out in this lane. But just the sheer brute force of Darius able to bully him around, so he has to play kind of defensively there for a second.
Orbit, their bot lane is actually being pushed pretty far up. But hey, it's Soraka. It's Ezreal. They can go ahead and they'll be fine from a distance. Unstoppable will get in position here in the top lane. The slow going down. And the pop-up from Xin forcing the flash either. A flash in response. Ignite going down. Yuzuki may not be able to get out of this one alive. And the shard will be more than enough. And the anchor, the hook, will not land for IL9. He's just a little bit too late to the party.
Yeah, and that's the best part about Xin is that he can keep his health high, so he's not necessarily going to go down quickly against Darius. But then if he needs to, he has the killing presence where he can just follow up for a gank very easily. So getting that early advantage is massive. Malphite able to come up here and steal these wraiths. Actually, just going to steal the blue one. And in the meantime, Orianna, pushing around Ahri mid a little bit. So that's always a nice thing. Orianna is one of the strongest laners in the game.
And you go Nautilus getting a little bit harassed down onto Xin, but actually maybe regretting decision. That's a lot of damage going down. Has to flash out of there just to get to safety. That's a little, man.
Yeah, hook to the wall and the flash. I mean, he was trying to wear him down a little bit. He wanted to give an advantage. In the meantime, Malphite coming into this bottom lane, and so they did see him with the pink ward. It's too late, though. He's going to get some damage. The end will be able to get out of there. So the Soraka heal, he will be okay. Unstoppable actually getting kind of low there. Yep. But even so, it gives it gives TSM.Evo a little bit of an advantage for a couple of levels.
Yes, that is Curse Cop subbing in for TSM.Evo. Aftermoo is not here at the moment. So Cop will be here at least for one game. So sit back, enjoy. He's always a fun guy to have around. Salse in mid, unknowing, does not know. Nautilus is there, now knows. Hook misses, but now we're going to go a little bit extra harassed down. Orb in response. Nubby Poober is like, no, get off my deep diver, man.
Salse doesn't know, but he does know now. So, yeah, they can back off. Darius, I'm really curious, actually. Now that Xin Zhao has an advantage, being able to put on that pressure on Darius, he gets him down. And so now this is where Xin is going to thrive. If he can, win damage exchanges and come out on top, then he can regen after a while and win in that sense. So we'll have to see how it's going to work. I'm curious how Yuzuki is going to build, if he's going to go with a more aggressive build. A lot of times Darius you can build into that kind of gold pretend build. It's not that big of a deal. But because it's an aggressive lane matchup, he might change things another way.
So we still got in the end. We still got Lemon Nation here. They're now they're being a little bit on the aggressive end this time around. They're looking to push out, and this is not usually what you'll see from a Soraka lane all too often. I mean, then again, you do have Soraka, you have Exhaust, and you got Teal. No flash available, so if they push out a little bit too far, if they don't have proper ward coverage, they could be in a little bit of danger, but I think they've got a right notion at this point. And also got Wings of Death going back in onto Yuzuki, choking him out pretty huge, gets angry, pops up a minion, and then just goes back to farming.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see that Wings of Death is able to control this top lane with Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao may be a counter to Darius. Definitely when Wings of Death's playing him, that kind of works out. But that's one of the nice things against Darius is you want champions that can have regen. They can be good in those 1v1 matchups, but then also have enough regen where they can pick up those kills. And Aurelia is one of those champions. Aurelia has the regen so that she can keep herself high. So that Darius is he's looking for the kills, but he can't quite get Aurelia low enough in order to alter. So he's kind of always holding onto his ult, and it's the same thing in this matchup. Nautilus sitting up top, waiting for Wings to chase after Yuzuki a little bit, so trying to bait him in, but he should be okay. He should kind of expect that that's going to be coming at some point.
Ping going down from TSM.Evo over up into top Tri-Brush, and it seems like Unstoppable is actually starting to get in position. Does make sure that no one's actually there looking for a gank down up the top lane, but is now actually coming a long way around, and there you go, Wings of Death actually going in, but here comes Nautilus, looking to get a little extra damage. The dunk coming in from Darius, not going to be able to get that kill, but will Unstoppable make it, does something happen here, gets the ground slam, something, anything.
Oh,
where's the shard? No, not enough damage on that. 11 health. Darius is going to be walking away from this. Oh my!
I could have sworn that he was going down. The hook back on Unstoppable though, and Ari is actually using her ultimate to get over there as fast as she can. She's cleared the gap. She's very close. Can she get the charm? The dodge from Unstoppable. It doesn't matter.
Missed the charm, but it's okay. You still got the damage. You got what you needed, and nice notion from Nubby Pooh Bear. Nice hustle. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Wings actually playing extremely aggressively because he saw that Nubby Pooh Bear was very low on mana there, so he recognizes, all right, I can just come up right in this lane, be extremely brazen. I was surprised to see how much damage Xin does, and I remember Xin has a lot of physical damage, but when he just dove on Darius and almost killing him outright, that was kind of insane to see. So we'll see how that lane kind of continues. Darius getting a little bit of a help to come back into it is definitely a nice thing, and he is coming from the lane. Actually,
there's
the
a
ult
death
from
charge going down.
Yeah, Yuzuki is here as well. The hook, there it is, and so they should be chasing him down. There's going to be the ultimate from Yuzuki. No, he's holding on to it.
No,
it's
he
on cooldown.
used it before.
Right.
He actually didn't get the kill, but this time, that's okay. He secured it. So also, 2 long swords being built immediately down onto Xin Zhao. And it looks like that's going to be a Brutalizer build going back into the top lane. Really looking to put down the hurt onto Darius. But you also got Salsa Unstoppable here looking for the blue invade steal here. It is around that time where it does respawn. And you know what? They are right.
Oh, the ultimate.
No.
It's
Salsa
real.
got
Yeah,
it.
Salsa got it. But it was close. It was
really close.
It was one auto attack away. So Salsa able to get that steal. Really nice job from TSM.Evo there.
Yeah, and good, good notion from the end to go for that attempt as well. I mean, at the very least, he'd steal it, but unfortunately, just like a hair away from go ahead and retaking that for themselves. But still, though, Orb's doing a pretty good job here bot lane as well. 71 to 80 is the farm. Ezreal also has a kill to his credit too, so he's got that lead going for him as well as worth about 20 creeps if you really want to do the math out. But the thing is, though, you got Unstoppable prepping the blue. He is still in the area. Orianna Salsa looking to come on up and be try and secure the blue for themselves as well. But you get 3 members of Orbit really looking for this invade. Like, hey, you stole our blue. We're gonna steal yours. We're gonna make this thing. We're gonna make this thing even at the very least. And no one from TSM.Evo is gonna be there to stop it. They're just gonna let him have it.
Yeah, so they are fine there. And actually, Cop getting kind of low in this bottom lane. That's the nice thing about the Soraka Ezreal. You can play defensively and then win regardless. We'll see if they actually dive on this. High on 9, his ult is not up. It's another like 15 seconds.
There is the hook, though. Wings of Death could be in a little bit of trouble, but there you go. Nice on the ult to clear everyone away. Hook misses, brings him closer, but Wings of Death, there you go. The dunk will go ahead and finish that off.
Yeah, and they have plenty of kill potential both ways, so you really need to be careful in that situation. He needs to get a ward out, but nice coverage from Orb. So they're 4-1 right now over TSM Evo, and we were talking about it in the beginning of the game how TSM Evo almost never loses the lanes. Wings of Death started off really fantastic control against Darius, but now all of a sudden he's 0-2, Darius is 2-1, and yeah, they're behind 2K right now. So we'll see how they can bring this back in their favor. Their team fighting presence, excuse me, is very strong with the AoE. Orianna's always interesting when you have a hard engaged champion like Xin Zhao or like Malphite. You just throw on the shield with Orianna. They follow it up. You just have all this nasty AoE, and then you also make them incredibly tanky. So they're going to be tough to take down. They're going to be very strong later in the game. But the pickoff potential from Orb is very nice. So that's what Orb wants later on. They want to burst people down. They want Ahri to land the charm, and then Darius gets the pullback, gets the ult. Very quickly they burst people down. Nautilus as well. And then they have the mobility that they can try and stay out of that AoE too. Both Ahri and Ezreal can, be pretty mobile and keep alive.
Here's the thing, though. TSM Evo later on in, they're going to have a very, very rough front line to try and penetrate if Orb wants to go ahead and get to top. The hook going down top lane, Wings of Death looking to engage on this. Where's the pop-up? There you go. Just enough. And the Ignite going down. That's a lot of quick damage from Yuzuki. My God.
Yeah, and at this point, Yuzuki, with that early lead that his team has been able to get him, he's definitely in a nice position here. Nautilus is sitting bottom. Ahri started making his way down, but he wasn't able to get in here, so Bear will back off. But having that quick kill potential on Darius is just so abusive, and that's how Darius, wins so many matchups. Actually, Nautilus coming in with the death charge on the Nat UN. There's the hook, Max.
Nice.
They are able to pick up the kill.
Really quick, secure there. And that allows Orbit they can actually fall back and grab a dragon here off of this. Ahri's coming down and looking to grab the objective, and there you go. Yes, this should be a pretty easy dragon for Orbit. Xin Zhao is actually going back to top lane to meet up with the Malphite. So everyone from Evo is actually out of position. They cannot counter this dragon take here. But you do see Yuzuki is in the mid, looking to keep Ahri a little bit further. Ahri's on.
Looking to get some kills on Ahri is what he was looking to do.
Get some kills with Ahri.
Oh yeah, right.
But
yeah.
Orianna, unfortunately, is a little bit smarter than that. Goes back to tower to farm, and actually both AP mids are really effectively farming with the wraiths as well.
Yeah, just a second later, and Bear would have been able to dash in, get the charm.
Yeah.
Darius would have followed up. They would have had that quick burst potential. But a 4K gold advantage for Orbit right now, and they're just going to work on TSM Evo. Malphite is making his way up top, but so is Nautilus down the further side of the lane. So we'll see who gets the first engage. Yuzuki will kind of want to sit back for a second since he knows Nautilus is coming up. He'll just play defensively for a second, but it doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't care. There is the ult and a pop up to go along with it, forcing the flash either. Still has the mark on him. Nautilus realizes that I think the moment is pretty much lost, and that was pretty much everything.
Yeah.
From
and
both,
it wasn't
both
enough.
champs.
I mean, they still have the Ignite. They could have, tanked the tower some, but at this point in time, Darius is just so tanky, and that's the issue. I mean, he has 2,000 HP, but they weren't able to, take half of that, or they were able to take half, but not that much more. Wings of Death still sitting up here, though, and he has to deal with both Darius and Nautilus.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, the hook back.
Ultimate is up. Just needs to get those stacks on him, and then he's more than ready to go ahead and get that dunk dash forward from Wings of Death. He's going the long way down, but no! Get over here. You're going down.
Yeah, so they pick up that kill extremely easily. Wings of Death actually going with the Brutalizer, and once you have the Brutalizer on Xin, that used to be a common build, you just have so much damage with that armor pen. His Q in particular, the knockup, is it's really devastating. So we'll see how that works. They had changed him a long time back, before the current changes, where they the damage, it used to be more even on the E and Q, but they made it so that the E gives you like a little bit more slow and cooldown reduction, but the Q gives you more damage if you're leveling it. So I don't know, that's kind of interesting, but we'll see how he kind of continues to play. Orianna doing a nice job, of course. So I'll say grabbing that mid turret.
But look, Darius actually just he's got even tankier still. Picked up the Ninja Tabby and a Giant's Belt, looking for the Frozen Mallet, I believe. Oriana's not doing too bad, though. You're grabbing up a needlessly large rod, possibly going for the Death Cap, trying to rush as much as possible. And Cop, with whatever income he is getting, he's really looking for that quick Trinity Force. Almost has the Zeal, almost can combine all of that stuff. So he's even passing on the Tier 2 boots until he finishes that.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Nautilus coming down here, he does have that Oracle, so they have the mobility on their team. They have that pickoff potential. They want to utilize it to its maximum potential. That's always a nice thing. Cop and Nat Nguyen, they have to kind of sit back, play more defensively, and they're behind in this lane. So Cop, doing a decent job, but Ezreal is ahead, and that's not something that we've seen a lot in the past from Aphromoo. And that's not to say whether or not Cop or Aphromoo is a better AD, but having that synergy between your AD and support is always important. So we'll see how they kind of play later in the game.
Yeah, you got to have that coordination. You have to have that communication as well to know when to back, when to engage, all that jazz. Nubby Pooh Bear, he's going to walk right into that Tribush with the ward, freshly placed by Nat Nguyen. But here's the thing, though. You have a 4-man push from Orb down bot lane. They also have Nautilus with the Oracle is going to be clearing out that ward incredibly quick. This is a really bad situation for Evo down bot. Granted, now Ahri has actually decided to leave lane and go back to the mid. But if they stuck around for a little bit longer, they could have just dove and wrecked.
Yeah, and it's brutal, actually, just watching this top lane. I was about to say that, because they know everyone's bot, it does open up some opportunities for Wings of Death, but it doesn't even matter because he's so far behind. He's 3 levels behind Darius, basically. Actually, he's only 2 levels, but Darius, still has the lane on his side, and as a result, he can just completely zone Wings of Death out. So Wings of Death, he needs to start, looking to farm some jungle, you can come farm mid since, their bot's off. That does kind of signal Orbit a little bit that if, Xin is farming mid, clearly where is Ahri? What is she doing at that point in time? Yeah. So they will want to kind of play defensively in this bottom lane.
Which, by the way, if you cannot tell, right now Ahri is actually farming the wolves, continuing to farm whatever extra jungle creeps happen to be around. While Nautilus is away, it's like, just take care of my pet wolves for a second. It's like, oh yeah, sure, got it. Right, just. Yeah. Get that experience, get that gold real quick.
And she did get it.
She did.
Got the heck out of it.
That's what a fox does to stray
her
wolves.
Own kind. Is foxes or wolves? I mean, they're technically similar subspecies. So is that like almost cannibalism?
Well, if she had chose abilities, then yeah.
Oh right, yeah, well, of course. So it's just murder. Okay.
It's just flat out
just
murder.
Your standard. Just your standard wolf murder.
It's only cruelty to animals, unfortunately in this case. But then, if the wolves on the map, they do give gold, they do give experience. They give what you need. They give what you crave.
Have what plants crave.
They do. I really hope someone out there got that movie reference.
I'm sure a lot of people got that.
I hope at least
and they were
one.
Like, wow, that was really bad.
As long as one person gets that reference, I'll be happy.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Darius still 3 levels ahead of Wings of Death, and because he can't even lane up there, he's able to push down that top tower. If he gets some wards over by the blue, he can actually just continue pushing that into the second tower, but actually high on 9.
This could be bad. This could be bad. There's the Oriental, which was blown. No one was in the neighborhood there for that one. But there you go. Ahri with a real quick burst down to Salse. The Ignite is still on him, but he should be able to make it out okay. Foxfire still being popped. Wings of Death needs to get out of there real quick. But here's the rest of the bot lane. And Cop is separated out from Nat Nguyen. Unstoppable is here as well. Has the ult. Will not be using it. Does flash over along with the Valkyrie for Cop. Everyone from Evo, they are safe for now, but that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and Cop, if he had
and look at that.
Right, that's perfect.
That timing was just impeccable.
If Cop had gotten hit by that hook, then Cop, the Valkyrie, it wouldn't have been enough. The Valkyrie would have landed him basically at the wall, so he almost went down there.
If Cop's, I was about to say, if there's another missile, if Cop stole that, that would have been great.
Yeah, but they are able to control that, and right now, just they're so far ahead, and that's the situation that Darius wants to be in. He wants to just be almost unkillable to the enemy team, and then have a team that can pick up kills. Like if you're playing as Darius and your team is behind, then very quickly you're going to struggle in team fights because you're not able to burst people down. You need Darius to help snowball fights, but you need your team to start that snowball. They need to be able to get enough damage where people are getting low. Nautilus actually coming up behind Nat Nguyen and Cop, and actually they're going to walk right into it. The ward,
Ult
they see
is
he's
not
there.
Up, but he's got the hook. There you go. Nunu's going to be staying still. More than enough damage. There's that 4-man gank that could have very well happened earlier, but it's okay. They all came back, had a nice reunion, and got what they needed. And tower bot tier 1 should be going down as well. But look, mid lane as well. You got Salse continuing the push. There's a lot of aggression going down onto the mid tier 2 of Orbit. And if there's enough time killed, Salse can do some damage. He can do some real serious damage to that. But Ahri will be coming up from behind, and hopefully that creep wave should actually get vision. So I wonder if what Salsa's going to be doing about this.
Yeah, so they did a vision for
Nice.
a while. That might actually cue bot lane to engage here. So Malphite actually the flash in, the ultimate in the end is able to get out of it. And there's the cleanse. The heal from Soraka as well. The silence on Unstoppable. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be going down. They are chasing.
But here comes Orianna though, all the way from mid. There you go. There he goes, a kill from Yen. And here comes Ori with the help. Didn't even really need it, but whoa, Ash, not Ash. Ari is still here. They both begin with an A. It's close enough.
And in the meantime, Darius is still crushing this bottom lane. And Nunu actually just throwing off the ultimate to get some damage, hardly even touching him, so he can just continue to push, and no one can deal with him at this point. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't almost chase Nat Nguyen there, but 2 kills, 4-1 for TSM.Evo. That's a pretty solid exchange. They can move that back. I guess it was just 2 for 0.
Yuzuki's just been playing his own game.
Yeah.
He's just like, this isn't. He's not playing a team game right now. He's just, playing on his own. He's just, ignoring that the rest of the team exists, and he's winning.
Right. And the rest of his team is survivable enough and has enough, disengage potential that TSM.Evo, they can't force a 4v5. So Darius can just sit up top, and either Zin has to lane against him and lose the lane, or no one lanes against him and they still lose the lane. So, we'll see how that kind of factors in. Salsa grabbing the blue here. So that'll be nice. Oh, yes, just barely getting it. So they can, have that spammability in fights. They have really nice AoE. It's just that, right now, because they're so far behind, AoE teams struggle when you're behind because you don't have enough damage sometimes to take them out, particularly against people like Soraka and, Darius and whatnot. So they're just going to throw off their ultimates, and Orb can kind of run around, split up, not get hit as much, and then they just never die. So it'll be interesting to see how TSM.Evo deals with this.
I fear a full 5-on-5 team fight for Evo because Darius will just... If we could, there's definitely the potential to just see a flat-out pentakill on Darius the next team fight that comes around. The capabilities are there. He is the champ to do it with. He's ridiculously fed at this point. And right now, Orbit, they are floating around Baron, clearing out all the wards necessary. They're trying to see if they can't force a fight here. They could also camp out some of these bushes as well. An errant hook, if Evo's not prepared for it, could actually spell disaster. Nice smart cast the ward over the forest area, get it into lane. They have a good idea now of where Evo is, but they're staying put. They're trying to camp out the bush. Orianna's a little bit close by. Yuzuki going on in, missing the hook, unfortunately. Does take the shard to the back. Is going to be slowed along the orb, but no slow off the orb, though.
Oh, but Nautilus,
he's coming in from behind.
The fight.
There's the charm. Go down and wings to death, and there you go. Yuzuki starting to fight. Death charge going on in. Ari doing the damage too. There's 1 kill for Yuzuki. Ari going to be getting the next one. Yet goes down next. There's Cop. He's going to be caught out there, but Valkyrie will get him to safety, and Salse is going to be hurting quite a bit. Elimination with the heals, staying alive, and Salse will be deflected. Hell Knight, can you get the grab? No, unfortunately not. Does get to terrain, though, but he wants to try and close the gap.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I think that will be fine, though. That's more than enough, though. That's more than enough clearance for Orb to actually go right on into the Baron Pit and take this convincingly. No Malphite, no Xin Zhao, and everyone else is weak. They cannot stop this. Salsa may try and get a quick Orb in, but here's the thing, though. They know where he is. They could do something about this.
Oh, Darius is getting kind of low, so someone else needs to tank this for a second. So they get it, actually, and then Nien chasing him down. He has the phage. He gets the slow. One more attack. He's going to have this kill.
There you go. Auto attack. We'll get it.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to go back a bit for this team fight. I know it was a long time ago, but it was actually interesting. Nautilus forcing the engage from behind, but then actually they're kind of forcing it from the front as well. So TSM.Evo, first Darius is kind of out of position, but they're chasing him down. And Wings of Death, compared with Darius right now, he has a phage compared with a frozen mallet and a BF sword. So actually the charm over the wall from Ari, and that's what started it all off. And then they just closed in on them so quickly. Nice. Really nice play, able to pick that up. They grab the Baron. They are able to, control this, and we'll see, how they can deal with this. So they are probably going to back off after this, and then probably push down in the mid.
Very well done, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to see Orb. I think you're going to take the fast forward it. He's going to keep on jumping back to Baron. There you go. The Baron goes down so many times in this replay.
All right, well, I guess we'll watch it from here. It's just not jumping forward, but yeah, they can take that. They can go back to base, and with that gold lead, they are so far ahead at this point. I don't know if that means that they're actually surrendered. So that
Could
might be
very
the
well
case.
be. I think that. Yeah, I think that
is.
actually is the case.
My
That's
bad.
why.
That's always why it bugs out when there's a surrender. But there it is. Orbit versus TSM. Orbit crushing TSM Evo game number 1.
I fully expect, fully expect that we're gonna see a Darius ban coming in next game.
Yeah, no, I mean, Darius just abused their top lane, and I'm actually going to take a look at the scoreboard from this last game, and checking it out. Look at that. I mean, there's just Orianna 211. Orianna was doing fine in the mid lane, but Nubby Pooh Bear, had that mobility 4-0 and 3, and then Darius in the top lane 120 to 176. So Darius over 50 CS ahead of Xin Zhao, later in that game, just absolutely crushing. They had, CS advantages in almost all the lanes except for Salsa in the mid lane.
Yep.
But a lot of that was because Orianna was running around getting kills.
So, hey, we're going to see what happens for game number 2, TSM Evo and Orbit. I'm kind of liking, we should incite more rivalries.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just have to
should.
tease them. We'll just, call them out and tell them they're bad and they're, terrible, but and then they'll have rivalries. I guess that's how that works. No, I'm just kidding. But, it's when I mean, sports rivalries. You play after a long period of time. You play a team long enough. You scrim against them, whatnot. Yeah. TSM and CLG, they've got a long rivalry. They hate each other. I mean, Reggie, you ever talk to him, and he absolutely hates Hotshot.
We've had some conversations when TSM was actually visiting us in the office, but that's a story for another day. We got Evo, we got Orbit. We're going to be going to a quick commercial. We'll be back in just a moment to continue this show match. See you soon.